know are wrong or disappoint you. So I want to have a discussion with you guys tonight in regards to how to handle conflicts with your children. Again, this is Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deontay Burton. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Changing Lives YouTube channel. You can put in Changing Lives, hosted by Deontay Burton, or Google Deontay Burton, and the YouTube channel will pop up. But definitely go there. The main hub is the YouTube channel. So if you do have to leave, come back in the middle of it, you can see the YouTube channel is whole entirety and check out everything from there. We also have the call in coming in, so you can call into the show if you want to add into the discussion. The call in number is 678-740-9894. Make sure I got that right.
That's correct.
Again, that's 678-740-9894. Feel free to call in. Again, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another Thursday. How's it going?
Man, it's going great.
How was your turkey day?
Turkey day was cool, man. Got fat. Had a good time over mom's house. Me and the boys went over there. Pretty good time, man. Had a good time and everything.
Okay.
But it was cool. It was cool. How about yours, bro?
It was quiet. That was the main thing. It was quiet. Quiet, not much going on. Perfect day.
Ain't never quiet at my mama. Mother, this son of a all that. Shout out to moms.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah. So
hey, mama,
mama just pulled in.
My mom just pulled up.
Man, how about my sister blowing my phone up today? Mom, where's mama? Where's mama? I can't get in touch. I guess they had a 1 o'clock conversation. So she just blowing everybody up. Got people pulling up my mom's place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mama playing tic-tac-toe or bingo or something.
Big grown.
Yeah, playing bingo. Or Mr. Charlie. Wink, wink.
Mama being grown. Mama doing what mamas do.
So I'm playing bingo. Mr. Charlie over there. What's up, mama?
What's going on, mama?
Yeah. Also say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reed?
What's going on, Slick?
Yeah, man. But dog, let me ask you a question, Lab. When you seen the video when it ran viral, see the man arguing with his son, what was your immediate response? Because both of us fathers and everything, both of us have adult children that we've raised and everything like that. What was your response when you seen it?
Well, sometimes I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably would have snapped off too. Like it's just sometimes them kids you let stuff slide, and it's like a weight on the twig. You just snap, man. Like you see, a lot of people don't know what's been going on behind the scenes before the camera came on and all that stuff. A lot of things could go on that you just don't know about. And as fathers, sometimes we let stuff slide. We be like, you know what, I ain't gonna trip, and then it just continues to keep happening. So I didn't judge him for it. I mean, like I said, parents, it's stuff happens. Kids will try you. You know this for a fact. Yeah. Kids will try you, especially young teenagers and even teenagers that's not making money. King making money. So even teenagers that's not making money will try you. So what happens when the kid making his own money?
Immediately I always think about when I see stuff like that. I guess I always look back to do they get down like that? You know what I'm saying? Because I always kind of look at it in regards to me personally. Like you never know what going on in people's house. Like they may just because some parents I let my kids speak. Right. I let them be them. We're peers and all that kind of stuff. I don't do that in my house. Never have, never will.
Right.
But people run their kids. There's some people discipline, some don't. Some and that could be either any kind of corporal punishment.
Right.
You just want to talk to them. Some just treat them as they adults and stuff. So that always goes back to me. I think that, and I'm a real open-minded person. And I think a lot of times people kind of look at it, just in regards to this how I would do it and stuff like that. What the thing that went back was a couple years ago. Well, I think that was the Waffle House and there's some other place when the young man was cursing a workout. And his response as a father, T.I.'s response as a father is like, damn near like this person was beneath his son, arguing with him and everything like that. Not take consideration it was an adult.
Right.
And I think sometimes because I don't get too caught up into the why they were fussing or how it was handled, but I always remember how that situation went down. And I think sometimes, shit ain't, shit cool until you get embarrassed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not a problem till it's your problem.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
And then now it's like, okay, you put yourself out there, and everybody to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't never judge anything like that, but it's easy to say that's their business after when shit go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not their business when you have reality shows and everybody's in your business.
Right.
You put things out there. And I don't know those people to sit here and say they did the show for money. They did the show to kind of show inspiration or how black families should do. I'm just speaking like
right.
But you never know. But I will say far too often when things go wrong, and people want to cry that, hey, this is private matter and everything like that. And I just think that I can't see and say how his behavior. You just don't know.
Right.
But it just the first thing went back to my mind was that incident. You remember that?
No,
it was like the young man went ham on somebody at the stores. I got money, I got this, that, and that, cussed him out. The father had a response like, hey, he should be wasting time talking to me. It was really demeaning. Not looking at it that, hey man, my child was just cussing an adult out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I say, sometimes people don't necessarily worry about that until it's something that embarrasses you.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, remember the night we're talking about how to handle conflict with your children. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. This show was inspired by the recent incident where we've seen T.I. and his son King get into it at a Falcons game. But that's one of the first things. And I think a lot of times I've seen a lot of people over the years. We were little.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest things, and for them, I don't want to be talking about some of my family members.
Right.
But they'll call me in the room. I'm 4 or 5. Poochie, cuss. Poochie, cuss. Mother, hey, you mother, everybody just laughing. Go to cuss again, boy.
Right.
Yeah, give you $1. You know what I'm saying? You do your little Poochie dance. What do that little dance, Poochie? You know what I'm saying? I be doing my little dance and stuff. Yeah. And you 4 or 5 and it's funny. Right?
Right.
I'm the only one got a little dysfunctional family.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never had nobody. I haven't had nobody. But I was already a terror anyway, so you didn't have to tell me to come in. I'm a terror. I'm just trouble. My middle name should have been Trouble.
Well, like grandma, they got a little party. Your great grandmama house. Your uncles them call you in. Hey, Poochie, start cussing. I do a little hoochie coochie dance. And you sitting there, I'm grabbing my crotch dancing 4 or 5. Boy, do that one. Do it again, boy. Do it. And so, like I say, again, thank God I didn't stay on that damn pathway. But again, sometimes people do things that's funny. We've seen these videos where you got parents, the kids cussing and doing certain things and everything, and everybody just think it's so funny, right?
It's a great thing.
Yeah, and then coincidentally, like, you see things we've seen, and especially me being a mentor in the 100, I mean, these kids in these schools, I mean, I'm telling you something, parents, you got you a decent kid to get on your nerve, he don't clean, you got to keep talking to him 3 or 4 times and all that kind of stuff, but appreciate him.
Right.
Because if you got a problem, take your ass to one of these damn schools.
And see what happens.
Woo, and you will really appreciate your child. I'm out of here, man.
Really?
Man, I'm telling you, man, like, if you just fussing about, hey, man, you ain't take the trash out, you ain't clean your damn room. Yeah. Man, go to one of these damn schools.
So that ain't nothing.
Man, help us all. And I'm coming from the perspective of a man that, I mean, for the past at least 6-7 years, during the school year, I'm at 2 or 3 schools at least each month.
Right.
At least during the school year.
Right.
So elementary to high school. So I'm not coming from my damn opinion.
Right.
So I've seen test scores. I've seen what's going on. So I'm not just coming from an opinion of what these kids do. I've actually seen this stuff and been actually participating. But far too often, I think people actually, throw a blind eye when it's not nothing that's kind of negatively impacting them or affecting them and everything until it gets to a point where now it's embarrassing.
And that's embarrassing.
That's what we got to deal with.
In the public.
Yeah, it's in the public. You getting that call from home about your son or daughter cutting up and cussing people out. You know what I'm saying? Now even if you want to get to the point where what did you do talking to the grown folks, but now you get this black eye because at some point, your children will be grown, right? And you can defend them. You can blow stuff off. You can deflect all you want. But that unruly child will one day turn into what? An unruly adult.
Right.
That's a place for them to go to. No,
Right.
they can't get together. It's called jail and prison.
Right.
And far too often, we see it all the time. Free the real, free my baby. They got my baby, this, that, and that. And like most of the time, your baby's been to society. You know what I'm saying? Do you got kids that or people that are locked up for things they didn't do? Absolutely. But most of the time, that shit ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real.
Right.
And unfortunately, sometimes people just kind of, don't get on top of stuff the right time, And I what you about to say?
I was about to ask you. So when you saw the video, did you think like you saying he didn't get on it on time? You think he should have did that prior, or
I didn't think
was he reining it in like now?
Fair enough. I don't never think like that because I never know what they do at home. See, I'm from the perspective. I never think a 30-minute show or hour-long show is how things go at the house. Really, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
especially with most of reality shows are scripted.
Because let me say this: the man may be an active father. The man may be damn near like a drill sergeant. I don't know that.
Right.
He may, because at the end of the day, Lab, let's keep it real. Because again, I have 4 boys. I think all my boys are great kids. But have my kids done some shit where I'm like, nah, son, who the hell taught you that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That doesn't mean you got a dysfunctional family because your child misbehaving. You might just got a dysfunctional family member, right? And like I always say,
not always influenced.
Well, they can be. They don't have to be influenced. It just be a hard-headed ass kid. You got 4 kids, 3 of them good, and there's 1 fool. Like, what's wrong with you?
Gonna get right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got to see the video now. Put that Jen. What's up, Jendale? We're gonna check it out, man. Google it. Google it, then call in, brother. 678-740-9894. But again, when you look at it, sometimes like in regards to parents, like I always say, as parents, we get too much credit when they do right. We get too much blame when they do wrong.
Right.
Like, man, you a good father. You like, man, I ain't had shit to do with it. Your boy smart. Like, man, ain't had shit to do with me. That's just shit they picked on their own.
Right.
But so I don't look at it so much where what's going on at home. I think that once you raise your kids, this is just me speaking. When you raise your kids, I think you get a fair vantage point in knowing that, hey, these kids will do shit that you never damn taught them to do. You know what I'm saying? Now you got, like I say, you got children that have been raised in straight bedlam. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they're a product of their environment. But for the most part, I think everybody inherently, unless you got some kind of, learning disorders, you're chemically off or whatever, everybody inherently knows right and wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, like, I don't think, you don't have to, because, just for everyone that does steal, some people just go to work.
Right.
I think that's a cop-out because nobody gives a damn about what you did or didn't damn have. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your life.
True.
That shit ain't
life.
And that shit is not going to change because you little.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can be grown and broke too. That still don't justify you stealing. And I just think that, I don't necessarily know that's something that they could have did. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I know what I see.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like with my children, I got 2 boys and a girl. And to be honest with you, my kids, when they were younger, they were great kids. It wasn't until they got older and started having sex and doing all that other stuff when they became. And my daughter is actually the worst one. She's the third of the group. Like, she is the worst one. Like, bad or good or indifferent. Like, and that's from the little girl saying, "Hey, daddy, love you, daddy," every day, to straight bedlam. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you don't see it sometimes when they're younger. And then when they get old, it's just like, wow, where did this person come from? I mean, do you feel like it was something that you might have missed? You just like, man, I don't know where the hell this shit come from. I think with my children because when they were younger, we did have a tendency to put them in stuff and make this sure that they wasn't running the street. So when they got able to get older and get bigger and grown, they was in the streets. You get what I'm saying? So especially my daughter, because I locked down on her because she's my only girl. You get what I'm saying? Like, and when she got out there, it was no pulling her back. Like, so it's hard to say because children, when they're children, you see them and they're doing great things. You feel like they're on a great path. But at some point between middle school and high school, they take that fork in the road.
Well, that's a good point because the younger our children are, the more control we got. And as they get older, we lose control. We have less control. What I mean by control, I mean they're away from us more. They're old enough now they can start making decisions for themselves. You know, you cannot handle a 18-year-old the way you would handle an 8-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, now as you're growing, you know, you will hopefully, you know, they've got to a point where they're starting to make decisions and process and things for themselves and stuff like that. You don't know. And that's one of the biggest things why I hear people like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to make. I'd be like, man, I'm just saying. I think a lot of times people make comments to me based off shit they think as opposed to what they know in regards to raising children. Because, man, you got grown damn kids. Your children, man, I think, like I said, I love my boys. And they proud. I got one college graduate, have another one next year, have another one in about another year and a half after that, and one on their way. Great young men. But I'd be bullshitting if I sit here and say they ain't did no stupid shit. I ain't never been embarrassed.
Right.
I ain't never like, what the you right. Where you get that from or whatever.
Right.
So so with that said, I just I never been from the school of thought about parenting. At the end of the day, kids make decisions too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real talk, especially when they get in that young man, that older adolescent, teenager, young adult age. Shit, sometimes you gotta own what you do.
Right.
Real talk, you know what I'm saying?
Slick said that he is mixed. He was raised by celebrities that wasn't there 24/7 because the parents were on tour. He wasn't raised like regular kids. But I get what she's saying, but at the same time, you have some celebrity kids that was raised in celebrity that actually were the celebrities and are doing good. Like, so I don't know if that was even the case, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, kids are just gonna do their own thing. And I think, and I don't, what you said earlier, I don't really necessarily agree when you say a product of the environment, because you could be in the environment and not be a product of it. It's just the circumstances that you're in.
No, I'm talking about excuses people use.
Oh, okay.
No. Hell no, lab. You know, I'm drill sergeant now. Sit down.
I was in a terrible environment.
No, I'm talking about those excuses people use, saying that and everything. Like, that's why I say you have the one that people say that's a product of the environment, and the kid who goes down, it accepts to the rule.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, like I say, it's decision making. Even if it's a situation where a kid can be raised by certain people, this, that, and that, at the end of the day, some things, you know, we say somebody dropped the ball or whatever, but I think, you know, who to say kids still don't know what the hell he doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, you know, he has a lot of influence around him. You know, he's been raised with money, which I'm not giving that a pass, because I still think he was very disrespectful. Then he has his own money. I mean, he just spent $50,000 on his teeth. So you get what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Because at some point he probably saying to himself, you can't tell me what to do. I got my own money. Like, I got my own stuff. I'm doing my own thing. But he's not realizing that the reason why doors are so wide open for him is because of who his parents are.
Might not kill.
Right.
So, you know, what they say, you know, they might not kill. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, shit, I don't know how them folk get down. Like, they just might be, you know, just run like that.
Right.
And, you know, you might look at some of the other siblings, they only act like that. So that's why I say sometimes, you know, you look at certain way behaviors people have. I don't think it'd be is to me difficult of how they were brought up. Sometimes, like I said, just hard headed. You know what I'm saying? That's just him. Everybody else cool.
Right.
You know, we're doing it. You know, and at some point they gotta own it.
What we said, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be. Well, we talked about this a couple of shows back, and you said, you know, you got the one kid over there reading and writing and doing everything, and you got this other one in the corner eating on the glue.
Yeah.
Right. But they raised by the same mama in the same class doing the same thing.
Same damn house, going here, this, that, and that. You can't put a damn thing on it, you know. Like I said, ain't no dysfunctional family. Right. It's a dysfunctional member. That's all. That's all, man. But like I said, a lot of time, but you gotta take the good with the bad. Because when you sit there and say, well, man, Poochie, man, you're a great dad, this, that, and that, all that kind of stuff, that's cool for me to hear. But then when my kids do some shit that you like, damn, man, I gotta own that too.
Right.
You know, so I did that video. Like, parents gotta keep that same energy.
Right.
When they do good, when they do bad. Because our children are just like we did, they gonna fail and fall and make mistakes and do shit just like we did, right? And so you got your say your ego or your, you know, gonna say I'm trying to losing the word, but so more so that you feel that my esteem is set on this, and I can't be embarrassed about certain things like that. You gotta take what comes along with that, man, because they're gonna make some missteps because we did.
We all did.
And I think far too often when our kids actually doing certain things, I'm proud of that's my boy, that's my daughter. Yeah, but we gotta have the same thing when they make the missteps. So again, with tonight's show, we're talking about guys. Feel free to call in. You want to add to the conversation. The call in number 678-740-9894. Again, the call in number 678-740-9894. We're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. And I want to give you guys, thinking about handling arguments with children involves a combination of empathy, communication, and setting boundaries. What I want to guys give a few step-by-step guides, some of the best ways to handle disagreements with your children. And this can be from little to older or whatever, because at the end of the day, your child still going to be your child.
Right.
The depth of the conversation, the wording, or something may vary from child to child, how much you're going to go into the conversation. But in essence, I think these particular actions will be best suited for anybody looking to have, if you have any kind of conflicts with your child. And one of the first things I want to just tell any parent when you're going through it, and this is probably one of the hardest things, is just stay calm. Maintain your composure, stay calm. It's essential to not let your emotions escalate the situation. Now, what I've learned over the years, because I've had, having 3 sons, Joker's book, especially that 13, 14, 15, 16, they get a couple pubic hairs.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having sex. I'm grown.
Get a couple of girls
Yeah. Well, they start having sex, and man, they just turn to a whole damn man and kick my ass.
Want to try you then?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And at the end of the day, the natural response is nothing. That'd be crazy for me to say, man, not to lose it. But we do know, guys, parents, in particular, when we get mad and we lose our control, we lose, when we get angry and stuff, we lose the control we have on ourselves, the control of our emotions, everything. So we got to be very, very careful, because you want to, at the end of the day, you still the parent, and it's natural. I ain't finna sit here and tell y'all that I've never had an issue with my it never occurred where I had an issue with my children where they were being, hard-headed or disrespectful, or somebody else's child, and I was able to always keep my cool. Majority of the times, because I know me, I got a good sense of myself. When I see stuff going left, and I can just share this with people, I kind of distance myself for a second.
Okay.
When I see conversation going the wrong way, and this for kids or even adults, like, hey man, listen, tension started to build. Let me back out. Let me back out, because even if you get into maybe say a word to me or say some shit really kind of outcut, disrespectful. Let me back out for a minute, because what you don't want to do is have those emotions and that behavior just take over your whole thought process. Because you see 2 people arguing, you don't know which one to fool. And at the end of the day, you got to sit here and say to yourself, like, where you want to be at, especially as a parent. Again, like I said, I totally understand flipping, because you're gonna say here, raise this child, you're doing for them, making sacrifice. Now all of a sudden they bucking at you, saying, I get it. But at some point, you got to sit there and say to yourself, look, man, do I really want to lose me? Right? You know what I'm saying? And that could be, with younger kids, they say things, it can be cutthroat, hurt you.
Right.
But you have to try to keep it calm. Try to keep it calm. And again, if you know things are going in a certain direction, they mouth getting foul, tensions getting escalated, tone getting increased or whatever, back out of it and stay calm. Right? Again, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. That first thing, being able to stay calm. A second thing is, and this is what I think a lot of parents miss out on, and I try to make sure that I stay on this with all my kids, and that's really practice active listening. A lot of times, people and adults in particular like to talk to instead of talk with. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be an authority to say, hey man, look, you got to do this. But then sometimes, you got to get that perspective of what's going on with them, because what I see is what I see, but they're not necessarily what it is. So we got to understand that when we dealing with our children, you got to have a conversation where it's not always da. And Will and they'll tell you sometimes, Dad, just listen.
Right.
And shut the hell up. And when You allow your child to express their thoughts and feelings without interruption. Show that you are generally listening to them. Again, I'm not sitting here saying let them run amok and just cuss, raise, and tell the club up. But I am saying listen to them. Listen to them. A lot of things parents will be able to find out and learn a lot of stuff if they just shut the hell up and listen. Because what you come in on the tail end, the teacher, you look on the grades, I'm just give an example. The Infinite Campus where they put the grades up, right? I go on my phone, William, what the hell is this, man? I see an F. Dad, she didn't up, and I can just Dad. The lady teacher didn't update some of the grades. I had a missing assignment. She's updating it. It just hadn't got updated or whatever and everything. And then you know what? Maybe an hour or two later, grades have changed. I could easily just, tore everything up. But sometimes you just got to be able to pause. I get it. Because as a parent, we carry so much stress. And a lot of times, I've said it a million times, my phone get to ring in and shit can be any one of my children. Calling with something going on. I'll be like, man, I got a hard enough time dealing with my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm dealing with y'all shit, and it's just really, really, really weighing me out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Daddy, man, the professor did this. Hey, daddy, my car. Hey, daddy. You know, I'm shit. What the hell your mom?
Right.
All right. What you calling me for? But at the end of the day, that's part of that job. Being a parent and stuff, fair, unfair, right or wrong. And I think, but I do think a lot of times we put ourselves in a position where we can listen to them because you there's a respect as your children get older. You hope, but most of the time there's a respect and a bond that you and your children get when they know they can come rap with you. You know what I'm saying? And because it's a great thing to happen when your child starts maturing to a young man and y'all can start having, or a young lady. I don't have daughters, but y'all can have an adult conversation. Well, I ain't got to sugarcoat shit.
Right.
I can tell you this effed up, this, that, and that, and all this other kind of stuff. And y'all can become not only parent and child, but also friends. But on some real shit where like, hey, look, they mature enough, but you ain't sitting here babysitting them. You know what I'm saying? With something. Okay, I'm looking at something on the phone. But those kind of things, you got to be able to sit here and listen. I think, man, that's something a lot of parents don't. Like I said, I ain't saying baby. I ain't saying bloke, whatever. But at the end of the day, you want your kids to feel they can talk to you, because what happens is a lot of times when you don't want to listen to your children, that does not stop them from wanting to talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
To do.
Yeah. And and to that point, they're not gonna come to you no more. They're gonna go to their dumbass friends or somebody else, probably less favorable.
They say that's gonna tell them do it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then when it's too late, you're gonna be like, well, why you ain't come talk to me about it? I did, but last time I talked to you, this didn't happen.
And it happened a lot, in defense of a lot of parents. Like I said, we got so much shit going on. Not only just taking care of our children, we got to take care of some shit called life, bills, and ourselves. We got stuff going on in our lives,
right?
So it's a lot of stuff to be dealing with. So but as a parent, that's why I want to have this discussion, because far too often we internalize a lot of stuff and we snap because life already beating us up. They walking around with their shit. Like, man, I ain't got time to deal with it right now. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, lad, we don't really have the luxury of trying to dictate if I want to deal with your stuff today or tomorrow. We just got to still deal with it. In addition to what we got going on, man. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. Next, guys, again, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. Feel free to call in, guys. Again, remember, the call in number 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. If you want to add anything to the conversation in regards to, conflicts you may have with your children, different strategies you guys had they used to have resolve issues, or issues that you couldn't resolve, feel free to add to the conversation. 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. Another thing parents need to do is just empathize. Try to understand your child's perspective and validate their feelings. Empathy can go a long way in diffusing tension. I can say I have a lot of good friends that really do bring to my attention, and I have to keep this in mind because my oldest son is 29, my baby boy 13. The world that I raised my 29-year-old, he was 13, is totally different.
Right.
And I always have to be reminded that the stuff that my 13-year-old is going through now is different from what my 29-year-old was going through. And definitely different from when you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I was
when you were going through.
Exactly. Especially from social media, peer pressure, all that kind of stuff like that, totally different. So much stuff that they have accessible to them from an informational standpoint, from a diversion standpoint, deflection, all that stuff is just totally different. There's so much chaotic stuff that's on the internet and what's going on with these kids. If you don't really understand, just like, hey man, my kids got a lot more shit to deal with, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because look back in ours, people from like mid 80s through late 90s, people that I would say 55 to maybe 35 age range, they're 55 to 40. Man, you talking about how folks can probably understand like how much crack cocaine, peer pressure, and all the other kind of stuff affected us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got one half of kids probably dealing with both of them still. Your mom and dad, they on dope and all this other kind of stuff and doing this kind of stuff. And you got another side, they selling dope, going in and out of jail. It's kids. That was really, and those conversations to me definitely don't get had enough in regards to the actual trauma that people grew up in those late 80s and 90s. In regards to crack cocaine, those are conversations that we really don't, mainly because most of us have trauma and embarrassment because shit we seen our parents do.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
Real talk.
We don't want to relive that. We don't want to relive that again.
Definitely a dreary time. You never hear people talk about that.
Right.
That's why it'd be so funny about everybody going crazy about the trap. Because you really grew up by the trap. You knew what the trap was.
You don't want to be by that.
The trap screwed your mama. The trap got you raw. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about going to no damn museum or nothing like that. If you really knew what a trap was, you know what I'm saying? You go out there and see your mama out there. You see your uncles there. Man, that ain't nothing. That's what I'm saying. I want to get off subject, but I really don't. That's one thing I don't process. If you from the hood and you know that, and just like as many cats, especially if your mom was on dope, auntie, grandma, like you really know that. They ain't you even want to talk about.
Yeah, they ain't where you want to be in.
Hell no. Right. And you talk about a museum about the shit. You crazy as hell. And I guarantee you, most cats that sit here and say that stuff, they grew up in that stuff like that, and they ain't even looking at it like, hey man, do you remember what that was?
Right.
Huh? Hey, but going back in that, being empathetic in regards to that's why I say parents, you gotta understand. You're like, hey, we can have that whole, good friend of mine was just talking about people from that baby boom era. They all get over it, be tough, and all that kind of stuff. And, what the hell is mental health and all that other kind of stuff. But you can't look at it like that. Right. It's a different lens, right? You just gotta you gotta think differently. You
definitely do.
And you can really, really cause a lot of roadblocks in your life, and definitely in you and your children's relationship, if you don't have some kind of open-mindedness and be empathetic to actually how things are different and how they feel. Okay. Again, we're talking about how to handle conflict with your children. Another key thing I think parents need to make sure they focus on is know how to clarify the issue. Make sure you understand the core of the problem. Ask questions to get more information and clarify any misunderstandings. A lot of times when we don't listen, we'll hear words in a sentence and just start drawing conclusions. That's not what the hell going on. That ain't got to be with your child.
Right.
People sometimes, they get to talking. Oh, yeah, I know something. No, yeah. If you do, nah, that ain't what the hell I'm talking about. Shut the hell up. Let me finish.
Right.
How many times we go through that when you start talking, somebody cut you off. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, the hell you don't. That happens all the time.
Right.
You got to sit here and just be able to understand that. And what I always told you, man, hey, Will right now, I would tell my kids, listen, make sure you leave a conversation and they know where you stand. Not know where I think he meant that. I've had conversations with people that'll tell me, well, when you talk, it sound like you mean this. It don't sound like shit. It sound like what the hell I said.
Right.
I know I'm one person. Right. I make myself very clear. It don't sound like shit. All that what it sound. No, what I said is what I said.
Right.
There is no misinterpretation.
There's no middle ground. And
a lot of times, folks don't want to, they don't want to get clarity. Because what does clarity do? Once we know, we got to be held accountable.
We got
Once Lab done told me what it is, that's what it is, then. Right?
And there's no change in the subject once you tell me what it is. Once you tell me yes or no, and you tell me no, there's no way you can hear yes. There's no way I could hear yes when you said no clearly. No, we're not doing that.
and no is like a word vocabulary for people don't want to hear that with the children,
right?
With the parents, relationships. That girl said no. She said she don't like you.
Right. No.
But maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can
she might have been no.
Yeah.
But when I get a better job or when I do such and she meant no.
You know,
straightforward no.
I remember that 1990 slick poochie. No means what? Not right now.
Not right now. What's going on, Dr. Robinson? Dr. Robinson in the building.
What's up, Doc? What's going on? Man, but that was one of the things, like, when we start talking about just getting clarity, a lot of times parents, you have to sit here, like, just take yourself out of it. Find out exactly what's going on with your child. Because once you if clarify the issue, then you can actually get them proper direction, not off what you think they were talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's hard to get it. Well, you can't really give real guidance if you don't really know exactly what's going on. That's why I say a lot of times, being a parent, shit hard. Like I said, it's hard. Cause like I said, you dealing with your stuff, you got to turn around and deal with theirs. You got to make sure you get clarity exactly what's going on. Another key thing I think a lot of parents miss the ball on, especially a lot of time with us as fathers, man, express your feelings. Share your own feelings about the situation using I statements. This helps people avoid accusatory and focuses on more of your emotions. Let me tell you something, real talk.
Let me clarify. Let me get a clarification on that. You mean the father expressed their feelings?
Parent
to child.
Yeah, parents express their
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let it know I what I come from.
Okay.
And the reason being is because my opinion is my opinion.
Right.
A fact is a fact. And I might say, hey, son, look, I might want you to go down this pathway. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. And sometimes we talking about, again, how to avoid conflicts with your children. Check this out, Lab. My pathway to success is my pathway.
Right.
And I'm coming from what Poochie knows and what from my life experiences, this, that, and that, maybe get feedback. My son maybe like, Daddy, no, this is what I want to get into, this, that, and that. Now, I got to shut the hell up and listen because my son may be privy to information that I don't know.
Right.
By my lack of exposure, my lack of education, whatever. This, that, and Daddy, this is probably the best way for me to go this career path or do this, that, and that. I gotta sit here and say, well, son, this is how I feel. And a lot of times we get caught up into what we like when we, that's the whole point of saying I instead of saying this is what you should do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you can, be an adult, say, well, son, this is what I know, this is what I'm familiar with. You should do this particular way. But when you say this is the way to do it, it may not necessarily be the way. It's a way. You know what I'm saying?
The way.
Real talk, man.
Right.
Real talk. Real talk. A lot of times the parents, man, we don't want. It's like we human. And it's okay to let your kids know you're human.
Right.
It's okay to let you know hey, I had that girl break my heart. Yeah, that joker got over on me. Yeah, man, dude, you flam and all this other kind of stuff. We human.
Right.
We can't always beat them down. How the hell you let somebody do this to you? How you let them folks, just say you this and
like that?
We all been got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we gotta take, don't do this, don't do that, and have that transparency and let them know from that. I think it has a bigger impact when you can be, say, hey, bro, this happened to me, bro. Hey, you know what I'm saying? The little girl, she tried to do this, that, and that, and she was messing with my buddy. These are signs or whatever.
Right.
Shout out all the brothers out there got it hard, bro, when they were young.
One.
Hey, man. You from the west side. The west side girls.
The
Tell
west
me.
side.
The west side girls.
The west side girls so different.
Hey, boy, I told you. Boy, let you know how you can't help them out with their beeper money. My beeper do. You can't help with that beeper money.
Not the beeper money.
Hey, boy.
Not the beeper money.
Hey. Boy, I miss my girl. I had no beeper money. Boy, we see you girl up at Lennox, boy. Oh, girl.
So you just can't help with that beeper money. It's over and out, huh?
Boy.
Black Polar Bear, what's going on?
What's happening? That's real, boy. That's real. Right. But when you share that with your kids, like, hey, just let them know you are human. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that goes for all parents.
Mhm.
We get so caught into because we want the best for our kids.
Right.
So we envision a certain pathway for them to go in life, right?
Mhm.
But we all stumble.
Right.
But you know, when I talk to PE and Chris and all them, and you know, even with T, they talking even well, and they're like, you know, there are things like the world different.
Mhm.
You know, they it's certain things from a technological standpoint or just socially, it's just different.
Mhm.
And we got to sit here and just understand it. We got to embrace it.
Right.
But you know, just understand like the pathway that we wanted, right?
Mhm.
That was what we wanted. He said, I believe this, you know, but it may not necessarily be a valid or the best way for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
have
why
a
the
good
I
example.
word is important.
I had a good example of that. I put all my children in military high school
Mm-hmm.
because I'm thinking me. I put y'all in this school. Y'all go through the high school. Y'all go to the military. Y'all get your college degree. Do blah blah blah. That's what I thought. That's what
Yeah.
I thought was the best.
Uh-huh.
They went through the school, got graduated. Once they finished with the school, they were done.
Yeah.
They didn't think that was the best.
Yeah.
So I had the plan all mapped out, and once they graduated out of high school, they erased that plan.
And to be honest with you, you really don't know till you go through it.
And I didn't. And my fault was I didn't talk to them about what idea did they have, what plan did they have after they got out of school, or did they even want to go to school? I was so set on you going to the school and you going to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't give them opportunity to say, "Nah, Dad, that I want to do this or I want to do that." So when they got out of school, they kind of just scattered.
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, that's a great point because I'm going to use myself for example. I remember my oldest son, Torian. I was so stuck on the football.
Right.
T did well. T went Van to play football. He's a high school coach right now, and he's doing well. But at 20-something years old, like that's what I knew.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Like when PJ came along, you know, he got a military scholarship, and Chris is in that straight academically, right? But from I'm saying in regards to what I knew as far as trying to get him in school, probably like a lot of parents, I didn't, you know, I just from my exposure, what I knew,
Right.
Pushing them with certain things, and then as you get more seasoned as a parent, you learn more things. You understand, hey, it's different ways to get to to get to the destination. And I think that would get caught up a lot of times with parents. The only thing I think parents probably don't do the best at, my personal opinion, is talk to other parents.
Yeah.
You know, just with doing certain things to kind of like, hey, bro, what you do? See, I didn't have no problem with, and I never have to this day having a problem. Hey, lab, man, what you think about this, man? Whatever. Everybody ain't like me, but I always, and the reason why I'm probably like that is, probably the reason why I am like that is because I don't like wasting money on shit that probably ain't gonna work.
Right.
So I don't mind getting feedback from other people and get other perspectives. You know, once you start telling me, I'm like, nah, we ain't got time to do that.
Right.
Now, you know, I know my kid ain't gonna be committed to do this, that, and that, but it's cool to always get different insight.
See, that was my problem. I didn't get insight.
But that be a lot of time maturity of the parent where we at in life, where we know and everything, especially when we younger parents.
I just knew that I went to college. I got degrees. So that's what y'all gonna do. And they were done with school after high school. So you get what I'm saying? Like they didn't have any desire to have an advanced education.
Yeah.
Advanced degrees or anything. You know, I'm thinking, okay, I got a master's degree. Your mama got a BSN and RSN. So we all got degrees. So y'all gonna do the same thing. None of them was like, nah, that's not what we got. That's not what I'm gonna do.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't, you know, mine went to school, but I can't sit here and say that shit still the damn toss up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can say, yeah, I'm glad they did that, but they could easily just chose the latter, and you can't do shit about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's the God honest truth. Again, guys, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. This Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deontay Burton. You got anything to add to the conversation? Feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. Just going through different tips that parents can take to help them, you know, handle conflicts with their children, regardless of the age. The next one, guys, is really set clear boundaries. Clearly communicate. Again, I set clear boundaries. Clearly communicate your expectations and boundaries. Make sure your child understands the consequences of their actions. But I always say, man, you got to stand on it. Whatever you decide, bro, you got to stand on it. You know what I mean? You know,
King say he's standing on business.
Hey, they stand on
King
business.
say stand on business.
But you got to keep that. See,
Right.
here's the thing about it. If you grown and you want to do what you want to do, that's cool.
Right.
But understand, and what I always say, Lab, the reason why a lot of time parents don't really let their kids stand on business because when the shit don't work, they come back and save them.
Right.
Hey, earn that, own that shit.
Right.
Own it.
Right.
Own it. Whatever you chose to do, own it. Because at the end of the day, your kid will always come back to you, always be fixing their mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of times, the reason why we if you don't get caught up in stuff like that, because you don't have the option for somebody to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I tell parents, man, your fear of them, just living off you forever, gotta be greater than, your fear of seeing them go through shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying let your kids stay, all effed up and be homeless and all that kind of stuff. But shit, let their ass be uncomfortable.
Right.
Let them go through stuff. Let them be uncomfortable. Because like you said, how comfortable do you have to be to sit there and tell your daddy that?
Right. That real comfort.
I stand on business.
Real comfort. Let me tell you something. I was raised by my grandfather. I probably would never have said two of those words to him. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
and I was a Hellcat when I was. I mean, I was, and I don't think my kids would try me that way.
Well, let me say this: if you really do stand on business, you ain't got to tell nobody.
Right.
You do not have to tell no. If you stand on business, you don't have to tell nobody. You stand on business. Man, when my oldest son moved out, and people like, yeah, this, that, and that, man, you tell him that shit, he don't stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't asked me for no money. I ain't be telling that hey, real talk.
Right.
Because I know me. Hey, daddy, you come to me. Hey, I ain't asking you for shit, daddy.
Right.
So I'm just saying, he out there on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you want some guidance, you want some game, I'm here.
Right.
But I ain't gonna be telling nobody, hey, PJ now out there. He asked me for no money.
Right.
P don't come to me this, that, and that. Now once, hey, dad, need help with this? Well, what the hell going on, PJ?
Right.
We're gonna have that conversation. But he ain't asking me for a damn thing.
Right.
That ain't my damn business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I said, if you can stand on it and you can do these kind of, you don't have to tell nobody.
Right.
I don't, that's just how I feel.
Right.
Like, your kid grown. All of our kids, when they start growing and ascending and doing certain things as a parent, man, that kind of it's scary and all.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, like I say, man, hell, when they doing that, we know that. And I've had over the years, I've been with like my in-laws a couple times, folk get comments like, I ain't asked you for no help.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't asked for your damn opinion.
Right.
They had to sit here and back up because I've always been that type of person, man. Look, I don't ask nobody for shit because I know once you ask, I ain't that prideful that I wouldn't take help. But I always made sure I was at a position where, look, hey, look, I don't want to get in this point where I gotta ask.
Right.
So I was okay with being uncomfortable with certain stuff.
Right.
But I understood once you ask, you put yourself in that position.
Right.
That's why I say sometimes when you put your business out there in the street, you gotta take what comes along with it. When people say, well, that's their family business and all that, it is. But why the hell you putting it, nobody had that perspective when they tell it.
Right.
That they and you gotta take the good with the bad. If you can receive compliments, that's a great family, man. That's a great father. There's some great kids.
Right.
If you can take the compliment, you can take the criticism. Shit, point blank, period.
Just that simple.
Yeah. But if you get, if you're gonna be too damn sensitive with it, get the hell out of it. Get the hell out of it, man. And that's one of the biggest gripes me, man, me being on different executive boards, being in leadership, man, you see a lot of these folks, man, they sensitive as hell. I was telling a friend of mine the other day, man, I don't care if I get mad about this because I do a lot of this stuff. You do a lot of time with people that are pastors and churches and stuff like that, and they're doing great things in the churches. But man, you start working with a group of pastors, you ain't forget shit accomplished because everybody.
Right.
No, I'm dead ass serious about that, lad, because everybody got to say something. Everybody got to have a point of view, and their point is more important than the other person. And because they got a bigger church or they feel this, everybody got to add. No, man, listen. Lab is in the smallest church. We got 10 pastors. You from the smallest church, but you're going to lead this operation. Guys, everybody else here to give advice and add to it and, effort and all that kind of stuff. Man, that shit ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. No, it ain't going to happen at all. Because everybody got to say something. Everybody's got
to be most important.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen. Because everybody got to be room for the Chiefs. Nobody wants any Indians, right? And that's one of the toughest things, like I said, with leadership. People don't want to sit here and be able to go through that kind of stuff. Just understanding this is
Right.
how that is.
Everybody wants to be the leader
Well-
until the leader has problems that have to be real problems, critical problems that have to be solved.
What I told y'all, Tyler, Lab, everybody want responsibility, but
Mhm.
nobody want accountability.
Right.
Everybody want to be the person doing it,
Right.
but nobody want to be the one held accountable if shit don't go right.
Right.
Hey, point blank period. Point blank period. I remember a lot of times I've been class president, man, shit, probably since 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So you talking about every same thing all the time. Why the hell Poochie in charge? Why the hell Poochie in charge? Here.
You do it.
I gotta work. Shut the fuck out there. Why
Poochie
Poochie?
ain't got no problem.
Why Poochie is always here? Well, no, I gotta do this. Hey, let it go then. Poochie got shit to do too.
Right.
But if you want shit done right, you got Poochie do it.
Right.
That's what it is. Hey, point blank period. And a lot of times people don't want to be the bad guy. People don't want to be the one that everybody's mad at. People don't want to be the one that
have to organize things.
Make organize things, or really and truly make tough decisions. You know what I'm saying? The way everybody like, you got folks, looking at you funny or saying that everybody. That's what leaders got to do. Leaders got to be okay with, as long as you being consistent and being fair. That's the thing about it. And you being a parent, again, consistent and fair, because you're a parent. You're the leader of your family, right? And you can be consistent and fair. And if you know you're being consistent with your child and fair with your child, you're going to sit here and say, hey, man, I don't think you need this. I don't think you need to do this, whatever. But you're the leader, and you got to be firm with it. And a lot of times, folks don't want to be the bad guy. I want to be the buddy daddy. I want to be the buddy mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My son or daughter poking their lip out. You know what I'm saying? F you. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you be in that two things, again, dog, consistent and fair, that's it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you do that as a child or even an adult, you might not like what a person did, but you can respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's all you got to do. Is, because like I said, the leadership, just being leaders. If you do like, you don't care if it's your household or organization, those two key things, if you can keep that, you're not going to make everybody happy.
Right.
But people going to respect you a lot more because, hey, you know how Lab is.
Right.
You know how your mama is now.
Hey,
you know how your mama is now. You might not like it,
right?
But that's it. And again, guys, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with children. Again, call in, guys. Nobody had no damn issue with their damn kids.
Or they don't want to talk about it.
I mean, just say your Thunderbird 101.
Right.
Blue Squirrel 1819.
They don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna tell you something like, and I always admire. I don't never tell her because she have a big head, but I always admire how she raised her son. Because regardless of how he may have felt, he never tried her. He never disrespected her. He always listens to what she has to say, and he always came and talked to her about whatever it was that he wanted to do and how he wanted to do it. So I always respected that because, to be honest with you, my children don't do that. You get what I'm saying? So that was just something I always watched. I always watch and listen. I don't tell her that often because, like I said, she got a big head anyway, so I don't want to blow it up anymore. But he always, and I guess that was because she was consistent and fair. She told him what he didn't want to hear and told him what he needed to hear. And when it was a good idea, she gave him, she said, hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And even when, but even to that point, that's something you think, the thing about as a parent, give them some praise every now and then because at the end of the child still got to make a decision to listen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can be consistent and fair, but if they still going to be hard-headed.
Right. Yeah.
You can't do shit about that. Again, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. Another key thing I think parents should do is encourage problem solving. Involve your child and find solutions to the problem. This not only empowers them, but also teaches valuable conflict resolution skills. I did a video and I talk about this a lot. One of the greatest skills I think parents can give their children is the ability to think. Far too often, we spend so much time as parents telling them what to do. They get on their own. 17, 18 years old. Boy, you ain't know how to figure that out.
Right.
Boy, the reason being is not because they're stupid. It's because their whole lives they've been told what to
and
do.
how to do it.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, the reason why parents ain't taught them, maybe because they didn't know, or it's that they got to spend some time explaining. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go to your job, when you go through training on how to do it, whoever's training you for your particular job, they have to be patient enough to you to go through that learning curve of making mistakes, coming back. How many of y'all done had them situations like that where you done went to your supervisor and they think you boss. I just started last week.
Right. Right.
Huh?
Right.
And you have to sit and they have to go through that learning curve of, getting this together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of doing certain things. And the same thing with children. You
Mhm.
see and tell them to do certain things. Did I tell you to do that?
Right.
But sometimes they got to go through, let them figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Do certain things and stuff like that. And you have boundaries where you ain't gonna let them mess up stuff too bad.
Right.
But just going to try to figure it out, whatever, and then y'all can have conversations afterwards. Look, man, what do you think? Well, man, I tried to do it, but why you do that?
Mm-hmm.
But son, if you actually would have just stopped, you really didn't have considered it because these particular things were going on. Now your child thinking.
Right.
Now they processing.
Right.
That's what happened with most of the damn world. Nobody can't damn think. Nobody
That's true.
can't think.
Can't solve no problem.
Hell no.
A problem come along, they hyperventilate.
Man. but you think about it. And I think 80% of the world does not move with logic. They don't. It's emotional based. How things come. You know what I'm saying? It's reaction, then proactive, where they actually trying to sit here and plan and think things out and stuff like that. A lot of that comes with maturity. You know what I'm saying? And you can be older and mature. Your maturity is not necessarily based on your age. It can be experiences, things you go through and stuff like that. But thinking and all that thing, any kind of reasoning and all that kind of stuff. Man, that shit, man, people say common. People say common sense like everything.
Right.
And, with certain things. And they really don't put a pension on thinking. I remember in what was the thing when I used to go to the country, and I thought they were pretty damn. Sometimes you deal with people, and I thought they were pretty damn stupid. Even as a kid, you hear people say things. I think because they'll have insecurities with other folks' intelligence. I was always like even a little smart kid, and a lot of people when I would go to the country, they'll say, "Well, you got book sense, we got common sense. That book sense, you ain't got." Like, no, I got common sense too. You stupid both ways. But that was kind of a demeaning thing with doing that. But they still weren't thinking.
You got street smart, so you book smart.
Yeah, people say that was one of the biggest things people would try to do, try to make you feel bad. But the more your kid, I think, is taught to actually think, let them mess up.
Right.
Let them figure it out. Let them figure out some things and stuff like that. But again, the problem what I think most parents don't want their kids to figure out is because you got to spend a little time teaching them. And you got to be patient while they figuring it out.
Got to grind them gears with them.
Going back and let them do this, do that, and everything. But we all got to go through it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the vast majority of people start a new job as a whiz, right? So those kind of things, but keep encourage your kid to think. Because a lot of conflicts become around you demeaning them, telling them shit, this, that, and that. It's the man, teach them how to damn think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't no damn,
If you ask the question for them, like when they little, and it's like 2 + 2, and they be doing homework and they can't get what that is for, you just write 4. You be like, I'm already finished all of it. When they get in school, the teacher said, "Well, what's 2 + 2?" You can be like, "I don't know. My mama wrote that for me." I don't know.
They don't know how to do things for themselves. They don't know how to fill out. I mean, I don't seen too many.
They burn cornflakes.
I mean, I've seen the just dealing, being a mentor with young men. They got these damn kids, 17, 18 years old, finna go on their own. They don't know how to fill out applications. They don't know they fucking excuse me, their addresses, names, social. Don't know nothing. But they easily.
But they dad.
12 months out from being out there legally adult, but don't even know how to fill out the application.
Right.
Don't necessarily know how to conduct themselves, maybe at an interview and stuff like that. And we had the show people saying what was the right age for your kid to leave, and people just throwing out numbers and saying 20 something. And I always say, man, mine's shit 2 weeks after graduation they got to go.
Right.
And people always laugh, but shit, I've been pretty consistent with that. But it wasn't. And it wasn't that I sat there and said my way the right way. It's just like I raised them from the beginning to want to leave.
Right.
And I always say from, if you say 25, what could you teach them from 18 to 25 that you could teach them 0 to 18?
Right.
Right. So that's the thing. I don't think a lot of
it's
folks.
It's gonna be hard to teach them from 18 to 25 because they head gonna get hard and they gonna think they're adult. But Slick say you can't treat your kid like a friend, then get mad at how they act or what they do.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, you got to be realistic of
Mhm.
how you handle certain situations.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I treat you like my partner, but I'm gonna discipline you like you my child.
Right.
But you laughing, but I mean, a lot of
I
folks
get what you're
function
saying.
like that with that.
That don't even sound. That don't even sound functional.
Not at all. So I think people have to be very, very mindful of that. Again, we're talking about how to handle conflicts with your children. One key thing I do think parents say, listen, this right here is one of the biggest things I think a lot of parents miss on is just basic humility. Apologize when necessary.
Mm.
If you realize you made a mistake or mishandled a situation, be willing to apologize.
Mm.
Modeling humility and accountability is important for children.
Mhm.
You know, I'm real fun. I never forget this moment. I worked at a Checkers on Bankhead. My first real job.
Right.
It's like 92, 93
Mhm.
with Rallies. It was Rallies first. Then it's Checkers now,
Right.
but it was Rallies first.
Mhm.
And I remember my manager told me, shift manager told me to come in like 2 or 3 the next day. So I got there 2 or 3. The general manager was there. He said, where you been? I said, no, whatever his name told me to come in 2 or 3. No, he didn't. I said, yes, he did. And keep in mind, I ain't number 14.
Right.
I remember because I had to get the work permit.
Okay.
And I said, yes, he did. He did tell me to come in at 2 or 3. The gentleman said, no, he didn't. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm talking to a grown man.
Right.
Never did he even ask this person.
Right.
So I'm assuming he went and talked to the shift manager. That man never came to me and apologized.
He did.
No, never came and apologized. That had always, to this damn day, that shit still stick with me.
Because he was wrong.
Yeah, but it don't matter being wrong. You could have sat there and just said,
right,
hey man, my bad, we messed up. You know what I'm saying? I've always, let me tell you something, Lab. I've always been mindful of being like that with people. When I messed up, it's on it.
Right.
But Sexy Redbone says, yes, that apology goes a long way. Man, just own, appreciate that. Owning that. How many times, with your kid, like, hey man, damn, my bad, dog. See, daddy? All right, daddy messed up. I can own that. But I think that's probably one of the reasons I think my kids have a lot of respect for me because of that. Now, with that said, I hate being wrong. So, with that said, I tried my best to make sure the shit I'm talking about
is correct.
Factual, actual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But sometimes it ain't. Right?
Sometimes it happens.
And at in all honesty, man, you got to just be able to own it. And I think a lot of parents just don't want to sit here and just, man, you know what, I messed up. But it will be so much impactful with doing that. And sometimes you see a lot of times you see different things where people make mistakes. You see the error sometimes just it's not poking at them, but because you see the videos a lot where the police do false arrests and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. And the shit happened with me that time with Marta.
Right.
And the guy, the MF never even apologized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's damn, bro. Like, I didn't do that wrong.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you to go. Go. You never sue shit out your way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But those kind of things, you sit there and look at it, man. People don't have it in them.
I think a lot of times, though, it's the fact of authority. I think people who feel like they have authority over you, or if you have authority over your children, you feel like you don't have to apologize. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm still the authoritarian. I'm still the person you have to answer to. So I'm not going to apologize. Just like the manager at Rallies, he probably say, I don't have to apologize because I can technically just fire you anyway. You know what I'm saying? The police said, I can just arrest you. I don't have to apologize. Be happy that I let you go. You get what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you. I think that's a great point. But people have to also realize, let's you said Mike, please.
I'm at the mic.
Might be talking about me.
Are you talking about you? Oh, okay. Because I know I'm at the mic. I'm right here. I can't get no closer.
But one of the other things is, at the end of the day, authority is at some point going to wane out. Your child ain't always going to be little.
Right.
So now that person you done talked to, disrespected, didn't respect them or whatever, or, give them that, didn't apologize when needed. They turn 19 and 20 on their own. They don't want to talk to you.
That's true.
They ain't got to listen to you. Because like you said, this is what was going on. And that's what happens a lot of times. One of my managers at that same Rallies, that's one of my clients now. over 30-some years ago.
Okay.
Because you sitting there like, hey, he was a cool dude with me then.
Mm-hmm.
I love 14, 15-year-old bankhead sitting there working and stuff like that then. Because I was a good kid. He respectful me. Hey, cool.
Right.
Everybody, hey, man, I remember you this, that, and that. But I sometimes wish I seen old asshole.
One time for the one time.
and this is how life be sometimes. I got arrested. What she say? Stay at your mic. I got you, Reek. Sorry about that. But that was one thing. One of those officers that damn arrested me that time with Marta, man. About a good year later, man, he done got fired. He was doing security at Fort McPherson. I never forget that. I ain't that type of person. I ain't gonna rub shit in nobody's face. Right. I done knew that because one of my buddies was a Marta car told me he got fired. But you just imagine he done sat there and did probably so many people that way.
Same way.
His ass was doing straight down security, done lost better job.
Benefits, yeah.
This was a regular security. This wasn't no damn whatever. And I'm not knocking nobody's job, but he damn sure wasn't, an officer anymore and everything. But a lot of times, man, when you do for wrong, you gotta own that shit. It come back to you.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things with that. Like I said, apologize when necessary. And we're wrapping everything up. Learning, you can learn and grow together as a parent. Use each argument as an opportunity to grow and learn. Reflect on what worked well and what could have been improved for future interactions. Guys, remember the goal is to not eliminate all conflicts, but to teach your child healthy ways to navigate disagreements. Building a strong, communicative relationship with your child involves patience, understanding, and a commitment to continuous learning and improvement. None of us perfect, right? Mm-hmm. We all gonna sit here and go through certain things. Hey, man, I wish I could do it a different way. Wish I could go a different pathway. That life, right? But when you learn, use that. Don't keep doing the same shit wrong over and over again.
Right.
And I, when I look at that situation with T.I. and his son, I pray to God that they can actually get that together. But again, guys, I'm just being real with shit. I don't know if that's their normal thing.
That might be like you said.
But I will say this. That shit a lot more common in people's lives and families than folks want to let know, because that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
It's
real talk. That is very embarrassing, because one thing about it, people can look at it like, hey, man, this man got this that, and that. And you got your child treating you like that. I don't give a damn what gets said. Now, that may not be a reflection on him, it be his child. And we all done had the moments where, like, damn, bro, what's going on? You don't know how your kids, you can do everything right, but they're still going to do what they want to do. But at some point, you got to, in the growth of your child and rearing them, you got to sit here and be able to do certain things that you don't necessarily want to do, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be more beneficial. You might got to be a little hard on them. You might got to spend a little bit more time. You might got to sacrifice some things that you want to do to make sure they okay. But that's the thing we want to do so we can avoid them kind of conflicts. And one day, your child is going to grow up. And if you've done what you're supposed to do, you've taught them to think, and they're going to get the ways that they want to do. And they may be different from how you view and see and interact with the world. And nothing wrong with that, as long as they're being a good person, right? How they want to do things, whatever, that's just how they want to do it. And I think a lot of times the parents kind of prepare themselves for those particular things. I think the better off they'll be.
Right. And you were saying that that happens in people's lives and a lot more than we realize. And I'm gonna go all the way back to when I was young. I had a friend next door to me. We were pretty close. I mean, he would cuss his mom and daddy slap out, like in the street, in the store. And we talk about embarrassing, right? Like, he would literally cuss them out. But that's just how they roll. Yeah. That just, I mean, he wouldn't get in trouble.
They fully functioning like that.
They fully function like that. He would, I mean, God damn it, mom, like, and they keep rolling. So you're right. It does happen a lot more than we realize. Leilani says, be the first to say, where did I go wrong? Yes.
Well, sometimes you didn't go wrong. Like I said, sometimes the shit they did. Hey, look here, man.
Look here, man. Dysfunctional family. My dysfunctional family member.
Hey, man, look here. I love my children. Like, I ain't teach that motherfucker. I ain't teach them do that. I didn't teach him that.
So you got one over there doing calculus and the other one sniffing glue.
You ain't saying shit about that. They doing what the hell they want to damn do.
Right.
I ain't teach them that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff they pick up on their damn own. That's why I say sometimes, again, we sit here and look at, get caught up in what other kids doing, other folk households.
Right.
what you see is what you see.
Right.
You can't let no damn 30-minute, hour-long show what you see that been scripted as this how they live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That go for anybody, family. The whole reality and stuff like that. But again, that go back to majority of the damn world don't damn think. They can't understand like this is a show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll sit there and see excuse me, you see a show with showing a certain people's lifestyle, but you see everybody else around you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can accept that can be changed, but you can't accept it like that's not necessarily real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
What makes your normalcy wrong?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nobody gonna sit here and just show that they just got this badass family.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Terrible.
But when you sit there and do these kind of things, now you see in the residual, like, man, I didn't know they had that going on. And again, yeah, I'm being straight up, man. That man might be a total good disciplinarian.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. And like I said, the kid just might be hard headed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. But that's why we had a discussion tonight. We kind of give some tips and things that parents can do to be proactive to help them go down the pathway. You know what I'm saying? If you do some of these things, it could probably be more beneficial with you and your children's relationship going forward, regardless of the age, right? That being if they are a toddler or they're an adult, you know.
So Lionel said her kids used to call her the mama from hell.
Well, mine still call me Sergeant.
Sarge.
You know, everything. But I can handle that.
Right.
Willing that now. Yeah, I got, daddy just, damn drill sergeants, stuff like that. But they cool.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think everybody turned out all right.
Right.
So shit, we good to go.
Right.
But listen, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I had a great show tonight. I really appreciate all the love and support you guys give us. We're doing everything. We'll be back next week with Mr. Short Dollar. But definitely, guys, remember, go to Change Your Lives, hosted by Deontay Burton on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, regardless of what platform you're looking at and everything. We got over 800 videos on the YouTube channel. You can also go there, check out the videos, look at, in the description section. We got all the different links. I also got my merchant store, where you see different Change Your Lives gear, from the cups, from the t-shirts, from the pants, and everything. A lot of gear there, a lot of great things you can purchase, especially with Christmas coming up. You can get your Change Your Lives with your Short Dollar gear, but also, most importantly, take advantage of all the great information that's on the YouTube channel, okay? Again, thanks a lot for all this love and support. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Oh, one quick shout out, man. I said it the week before last by my dog, Ronnie Boykin. He tragically took his life a couple weeks ago. Big shout out to Ronnie family and everything like that. Just found out today that they ain't have to serve. They just damn cremated him. So, with everything. So, that's something with his family. Shit, that's probably a whole damn story with itself. But man, big shout out, Big Ron, man. Me and the fellas, we probably get together and pour out a little liquor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Have just fellowship and talk about it and stuff like that. But definitely remember what I said before. Check on your people in the holiday season.
Always.
Check on your people. Make sure your folks straight. Make sure you straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everything. But love you all. Take care of yourself. Appreciate the support. And I'll talk with you soon.